Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we're diving into Broke Millennial by Erin Lowry, a groundbreaking guide to navigating the choppy waters of personal finance for the cash-strapped 20 and 30-somethings of today. Released in 2017, this book aims not just to help its readers survive, but to thrive, offering practical advice, simple tips, and relatable anecdotes designed to transform financial despair into financial savvy. Erin Lowry, a New York-based writer and a voice of authority in personal finance, brings her extensive experience and no-nonsense advice to the table. With guest appearances on CBS Sunday Morning, CNBC, and Fox and Friends, and articles in major publications like Fast Company, Cosmopolitan, and Refinery 29, Lowry has established herself as a reliable source for managing money wisely. Her approach in Broke Millennial is both accessible and actionable, making complex financial concepts easy to understand and implement. This book is a beacon for millennials who find themselves perplexed by the concept of money management, would-be savers who can barely make ends meet, and anyone accustomed to living paycheck to paycheck seeking a way out. Through Broke Millennial, Erin Lowry offers a chance to reframe your financial perspective, guiding you through the steps necessary to leave financial instability behind and step into a future where your finances are not just a source of stress, but a foundation for growth. Tune in to this episode for an enlightening summary that might just change your financial future. Broke Millennial, Stop Scraping By and Get Your Financial Life Together. Introduction: Taking the Terror Out of Your 20s, Financial Stability for the Young and Restless. Navigating the choppy waters of personal finance often feels overwhelmingly daunting, particularly when you're standing on the precipice of adulthood, pockets turned inside out, wondering how you will ever manage to afford, well, life. Whether you're a fresh-faced college graduate or a 30-something striving to carve out a slice of stability in a costly urban jungle, financial fears are all too real and pressing. That looming rent payment, the nagging dread of unexpected bills, and the dream of a comfortable retirement seem like mountains too steep to summit. But here's a comforting thought. Every journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And in the world of finance, this could be as effortless as automating a modest $10 savings from each paycheck or switching to digital banking for those marginally better interest rates. Embark on this adventure with personal finance advisor Erin Lowry, who champions the cause of the financially flummoxed millennial. Through her insights, she dispels the myth that financial security is an unattainable dream for the young and indebted. Instead, she offers tangible, actionable strategies to turn the ship around, one small but determined paddle at a time. In this narrative, you'll unravel the psychology behind your spending habits, daring to get a little Freudian about finance, to understand why you make the money moves you do. The journey will challenge the one-size-fits-all approach to budgeting, advocating for a personalized plan that resonates with your unique lifestyle and goals. And for those nights spent tossing and turning, worrying about unforeseen expenses, you'll learn the importance of an emergency fund and just how much you need to sock away for true peace of mind. Welcome to your financial enlightenment, where the path from fiscal fright to financial freedom is demystified, one enlightened step at a time. Part 1. Unlocking Financial Freedom, Overcoming the Millennial Money Phobia Picture. A casual night out in bustling New York City, the city of dreams, the playground of millennials chasing after their ambitions. Here, we stumble upon a telling scene. Erin, our guide through the financial fog, and her friend Lizzie, unwinding over coffee after what might have been yet another quintessential NYC experience. Lizzie, like so many of her peers, was lured to the metropolis by the siren call of creativity and opportunity. Yet she finds herself shackled to the monotonous rhythm of corporate life, far removed from the aspirations that brought her here. Why not just quit? Erin probes, baffled. After all, Lizzie stands at the threshold of life, unfettered by debt, relationship commitments, or other typical encumbrances. Surely this is the moment for daring leaps into the unknown, for embracing precarious gigs that keep the lights on while fueling one's true passion. Lizzie's response, however, uncovers a deeper, more pervasive issue. Money stresses me out. Lizzie's tale is symptomatic of a larger epidemic plaguing millennials, a generation often caricatured for its ambitions and existential quandaries. Despite her intelligence and privileged background, Lizzie embodies the archetype of a generation at odds with their finances, petrified of peeking into their bank accounts, perpetually hoping the numbers will magically align with their needs and aspirations until the next payday. This realization led Erin to ponder: if a well-educated professional like Lizzie is floundering in financial uncertainty, what hope is there for the rest? The disconcerting truth is that for many young adults, financial literacy remains an elusive treasure trove, entangled in fears and misunderstandings that hinder their journey to personal and professional fulfillment. Mastering one's finances is the dividing line between a life of mere existence and one rich with possibility. Yet, the fear of facing one's financial reality can cripple dreams and aspirations, relegating life's desires, be it starting a family, owning a home, or embarking on adventures, to the realms of impossibility. Indeed, the stakes are high, and the weight of financial anxiety can be paralyzing. However, as we will uncover, navigating the treacherous waters of personal finance need not be akin to decoding an ancient, arcane manuscript. The secret lies in demystifying money management, transforming it from a source of anxiety into a tool of empowerment. Through a series of thoughtfully executed steps, Erin promises a roadmap out of the financial labyrinth, paving the way for profound, lasting transformation. Embarking on this journey requires no elaborate strategies or intricate formulas. Instead, it demands a willingness to confront and deconstruct the fears that hold us back, step by courageous step, until financial freedom is not merely an abstract concept, but a lived reality. Part 2. Unveiling the hidden barriers to financial fluency. The art of money management seems deceptively simple at first glance. Crafting a budget, saving for unforeseen rainy days, these principles are not rocket science. Yet, the straightforward path is often strewn with unexpected psychological boulders that derail even the best-laid financial plans. Just as the seemingly elementary advice to eat less and exercise more doesn't guarantee a healthy lifestyle, knowledge of financial do's and don'ts doesn't automatically translate to fiscal prudence. At the heart of it, the challenge isn't rooted in logic, but in the murky waters of compulsion and deeply ingrained habits. The journey to financial freedom, then, is less about learning new strategies and more about excavating the subconscious roadblocks that sabotage our monetary health. Your intricate dance with money began not when you signed your name on a student loan or swiped your first credit card, but in the shadowed halls of your childhood, where the foundational patterns of your financial behavior were etched into your psyche. Reflect on those early days. How did the adults in your life interact with money? Was it an open topic of family discussions, or was it shrouded in secrecy, only whispered about in quiet corners? Perhaps your family's financial strain was a constant undercurrent to your childhood, or maybe you found yourself awkwardly navigating societal perceptions of wealth. These initial encounters with money have silently sculpted your current financial realities and anxieties. Unearthing these deep-seated barriers is your first step toward financial enlightenment. Consider indulging in a bit of introspection with the following prompts designed to illuminate your financial backstory. Grab a pen and paper and approach these questions with unwavering honesty. What is your earliest memory of money, and what emotions does it stir within you? How did you earn money in your youth? Was it through chores, or did you have a neighborhood job? What did you choose to spend it on? How did the significant adults in your life, perhaps parents or guardians, converse about money? And fast forward to today. What are your predominant financial worries? Review your responses with a critical eye. Do you notice patterns of fear, perhaps a dread of insufficiency, or perpetually lurking debt? Or maybe you recognize a pattern of spending that echoes your childhood habits, a sign you might be caught in a cycle of financial disempowerment. Gaining clarity on these fundamental issues is not just an exercise in personal history, but a critical step forward. Understanding your past sets you up for success. In the actionable steps we'll explore next, equipping you to navigate the path to financial mastery with confidence and newfound insight. Part 3, Finding Your Financial Fit. Cash Diet versus Penny Tracking. Navigating the sea of personal finance advice, you've likely realized that managing money is far from a monolithic task. Individuals come to the table with a mosaic of attitudes and emotional baggage regarding finances, often rooted in those formative childhood experiences we've unpacked. Amid this diversity, it's essential to find a budgeting approach that resonates with your unique fiscal personality and goals. In the pursuit of financial clarity and control, two primary budgeting methodologies emerge from the mist: the cash diet and meticulous penny tracking. Let's delve into the nuances of each to help you identify your perfect financial strategy. The cash diet harkens back to a simpler time, advocating for a return to tangible currency transactions. In an era dominated by digital payments, adopting a cash-based approach might seem counterintuitive, yet it holds potent psychological and financial benefits. Studies have consistently demonstrated people's propensity to spend less when dealing with cold, hard cash as opposed to the abstractness of card transactions. Furthermore, this method sidesteps the lurking pitfalls of credit card fees, interest accruals, and the end-of-month statement shock. Embarking on a cash diet doesn't have to mean a dramatic overhaul of your spending habits. A pragmatic approach involves breaking down your monthly budget into more manageable weekly allocations, reducing the risk of an oversized wad of bills burning a hole in your pocket. Supplementing this with a modest emergency fund, say $100, offers a cushion for those unforeseen expenditures that life invariably throws our way. On the other side of the budgeting spectrum lies the meticulous methodology of tracking every penny. This approach entails detailed logging of each financial transaction, no matter how minute, in a dedicated spreadsheet. While seemingly laborious, this technique unveils spending patterns that might otherwise vanish into the ether. This granular visibility enables you to make more informed decisions about where your money flows, highlighting areas ripe for optimization. Consider the author's friend, who, upon scrutinizing her spending, was astonished to find nearly $100 monthly funneled into Starbucks bottled water. A simple $10 investment in a reusable water bottle not only aligned her spending with her environmental values, but also liberated $90 monthly for other purposes. The choice between the cash diet and penny tracking isn't a question of right or wrong, but rather one of fit. Reflect on your financial behaviors, goals, and the insights garnered from exploring your money backstory. Whether you find solace in the tactile discipline of the cash diet or the illuminating detail of penny tracking, the path to financial empowerment begins with tailoring your budgeting approach to your unique fiscal narrative. Part 4. Balancing Act. Tailoring budget percentages for real-world success. When it comes to divvying up your hard-earned cash, common wisdom slices the financial pie into three main pieces: the non-negotiable fixed costs like housing and utilities, the forward-looking financial goals such as saving for a home or retirement, and the variable daily expenditures that encompass everything from groceries to a night out. The textbook recommendation advocates for a distribution of 50% towards fixed costs, 20% towards financial goals, and 30% on flexible spending. If you're navigating the high-cost living of an urban landscape, these numbers may seem more aspirational than attainable. It's not uncommon for rent alone to gobble up half of your income, leaving little wiggle room for additional essentials, let alone savings or leisure. However, the concept of percentage-based budgeting still holds merit. It's about gradually working your way towards these benchmarks as your financial situation evolves. Realistic budgeting percentages serve as a navigational star, guiding you towards your long-term financial aspirations without losing sight of the immediate need to keep the lights on and food in the fridge. The crux is to mold these percentages to the contours of your current financial landscape while keeping them anchored in realism. Assigning a disproportionate chunk of your budget to day-to-day pleasures at the expense of your long-term security is a recipe for future financial strife. Consider Dwight, a hypothetical New Yorker with an annual income of $45,000. Factoring in taxes and retirement savings, he nets $31,800 yearly, or $2,650 monthly. Fixed obligations such as rent, utilities, and transportation devour $1,350, with student loans claiming an additional $250. Thus, 60% of his take-home pay is predestined for fixed costs. This scenario leaves Dwight with just over $1,000 for savings and discretionary spending. While aiming for the ideal 20%, $500, savings might overly constrain his lifestyle in a high-cost city. He opts for a pragmatic $200 savings plan. This leaves him $850, precisely 30% of his income, for flexible spending. Dwight's strategy is a concession to reality, but with an eye on the future. His next salary bump offers an opportunity to recalibrate, maintaining his current spending while funneling the surplus into his financial goals. Such adjustments inch him closer to the ideal budgeting percentages without sacrificing the quality of his present life. The beauty of percentage-based budgeting lies in its flexibility and focus on gradual improvement. By sensibly adjusting these figures to fit your immediate financial conditions while striving for those long-term benchmarks, you navigate the present without compromising your future. Part 5. Maximizing your savings. The digital banking revolution. When you log into your bank account and see your balance staring back at you, it's easy to imagine that pile of money simply sitting there, idle, awaiting its next assignment, whether that be covering rent or splurging on a weekend getaway. It seems logical, right? Your money, safely tucked away on standby. However, the reality of traditional banking tells a different story. The funds you deposit are far from dormant. They're put to work by the bank, loaned out to other clients, generating a tidy profit from the interest charged. This banking model might leave you wondering about the slice of the pie that comes back to you, the depositor. Typically, it's a sliver so thin it's almost laughable. Think an annual percentage yield, APY, as meager as 0.01%. That equates to a mere penny in return for every $100 stashed in your account over a year. Meanwhile, the bank loans out those same dollars at rates immeasurably higher. Recognizing this imbalance prompts a question. Isn't it time you secured a better return on your savings? Enter the realm of online banking, a space where the bricks and mortar of traditional banks are replaced with the virtual, offering a beacon of hope for those seeking to optimize their savings. The core message here is strikingly simple, yet profoundly impactful. Switching to an online bank could substantially increase the interest rate on your savings. For many, the choice of a bank stems from habit or convenience, perhaps following in the footsteps of family or selecting the nearest physical branch. Yet, in a digital age, the APY offered should wield a decisive influence over this decision. Placing $2,000 in a traditional account may yield a paltry 20 cents after a year, barely enough for a momentary convenience. Contrast that with an internet bank offering a 1% APY, where the same balance could generate $20 over the same period. Not a fortune, but significantly more impactful and indicative of money working smarter. The rationale behind the higher APYs offered by online banks is grounded in economics. Without the overhead costs of physical branches, no land purchases, construction, or property taxes, these savings can be redirected to customers in the form of higher interest rates. Embarking on this journey towards a more fruitful savings strategy is as straightforward as a quick online search for highest interest savings account. Yet, the move demands a cautious approach. Delve into the prospective bank's fee structure and customer reviews to avoid jumping from the frying pan into the fire. In essence, the transition to an online bank symbolizes more than a mere switch. It's a step towards aligning with the efficiency and opportunities of the digital age, ensuring your savings work as hard as you do. Part 6. Credit cards, a double-edged sword in your wallet. The allure of credit cards is undeniable. With a simple swipe or tap, you can instantaneously own what you desire now and worry about the payment later. This convenience, however, is a slippery slope that can quickly lead to a financial quagmire, leaving you navigating through a swamp of receipts and grappling with towering interest rates that threaten to consume your budget. It's tempting to swear off credit cards, to cut them up and banish them from your wallet for good. Yet, this extreme measure overlooks the pivotal role that credit cards can play in financial health when used judiciously. Credit cards are not merely tools for spending. They are instruments that, when wielded with care, can bolster your credit score, a critical factor should you aspire to make substantial future purchases, like a home. So, how do you harness the power of credit cards without falling into the trap of debt? The essence lies in a golden rule. Only charge what you can afford to clear in full at the end of the month. At their core, credit cards offer a simple proposition: a short-term loan capped by a monthly limit. This arrangement allows you to procure goods and services with the understanding that a bill, tallied at the month's end, will arrive in your mailbox or inbox. The bill presents two crucial figures: the total amount owed and the minimum payment due. The former is what you've spent, the latter the smallest sum you can pay to avoid default, allowing the remainder to spill over into the next billing cycle. Here lies the crux of credit card management. Settle the total owed each month, and the credit card company remains a silent partner in your financial journey. Opt to pay only the minimum, and you inadvertently activate the interest rate trap, with rates that can soar to 20% annually or more, not to mention punitive measures for missed payments. This scenario unfurls a treacherous cycle for unsuspecting cardholders, baiting them into outspending their financial capacity. The result? A tarnished credit score and escalating debts that grow increasingly insurmountable with each passing month. Understanding the dual nature of credit cards, as both potential catalysts for achieving financial stability and as pitfalls for unwary spenders, is crucial. Navigating this dichotomy demands discipline: the discipline to spend within your means and to diligently clear your debts in full with every cycle. Heeding this principle transforms credit cards from fearsome foes into valuable allies on the path to financial empowerment. Part 7. Build your financial safety net: the power of saving early. In the intricate dance of personal finance management, one piece of advice stands head and shoulders above the rest, echoed by experts far and wide. Pay yourself first. This principle advocates for a simple yet transformative shift in how you treat your paycheck, prioritizing savings over expenses, rather than relegating savings to an afterthought, contingent on what remains by month's end. For those well into a stable career, with years of experience and perhaps a comfortable cushion of financial security, this directive might seem straightforward, even intuitive. However, for millennials grappling with the dual challenges of rising living costs and stagnant wages, the prospect of setting aside savings up front can seem daunting, if not outright unfeasible. Yet therein lies a compelling imperative to embrace this practice. Saving money is your bulwark against the unpredictable nature of life, a defense mechanism that safeguards you from the precarious debt trap that ensnares so many. Uncertainty is the only certainty in life, and financial emergencies are a question of when, rather than if. In such moments, having a reserve to lean on means you can address these unforeseen expenses head-on without resorting to debt. Drawing on your savings might pinch, but contrasting it with the alternative, mounting credit card debt, accruing interest, and eroding your future financial stability, the choice is clear. Starting this journey towards preemptive financial security need not be an exercise in austerity. Begin with minor adjustments. Forgo a premium coffee or a night out here and there, transferring those funds into your savings. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity and scalability. By acclimating to a slightly adjusted lifestyle, you create a sustainable habit, laying the foundation for gradually increasing your savings contributions over time. To streamline the process, explore setting up a direct transfer to your savings account each payday. Many employers offer the option to split your direct deposit between accounts, directing a portion straight into savings before it even hits your checking account. Alternatively, most banks provide automatic transfer services, further reducing the temptation to spend what you've committed to save. This strategy of paying yourself first isn't merely about accumulating funds, it's about cultivating financial discipline and foresight, setting the stage for a future where emergencies are inconveniences rather than catastrophes. By adopting this habit early, you empower yourself to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence and security, ensuring that when the storm clouds gather, you're ready. Part 8. Customizing your emergency fund for financial security. When it comes to navigating the unpredictable currents of life, one thing is inevitable: the unexpected bill. Whether it's an unforeseen car repair, medical emergency, or sudden job loss, these financial curveballs can significantly strain your resources. This reality underscores the critical importance of an emergency fund, a monetary safety net designed to cushion the blow of life's surprises, allowing you to sidestep the quagmire of credit card debt and swiftly return to your savings routine once the crisis subsides. But just how much should you earmark for unforeseen exigencies? The concise answer is nuanced. It hinges on your current financial landscape. The essence of this guidance is straightforward. The particulars of your financial situation, your income, debts, and dependents, determine the requisite size of your emergency fund. Conventional finance wisdom advocates for an emergency reservoir capable of sustaining 6 months' worth of living expenses, offering a robust buffer against life's vicissitudes. Yet, for many, particularly debt-laden or underemployed individuals, this standard can feel dauntingly unattainable. If this echoes your predicament, setting a preliminary target of $1,000 as a financial lifeline is a pragmatic start. It's worth noting that this figure assumes a single person's needs. Additional dependents or pets necessitate an upward adjustment of at least $500 per extra mouth to feed. On the flip side, if you're navigating your financial voyage with manageable debt or basking in the tranquility of debt-free living, adhering to the 6-month guideline is within reach. Begin by tallying your essential monthly expenditures, housing, utilities, groceries, and multiply by 6 to unveil your personalized savings target. For freelancers and the self-employed, the stakes and uncertainties are heightened. Your target expands to cover 9 months of living expenses, acknowledging the potentially volatile nature of your income stream and the premium placed on financial stability in self-employment. In a perfect world, your emergency fund would nestle securely in a savings account, boasting an APY of at least 1%, ensuring ready access without the entanglements of investments or the volatility of the stock market. The raison d'etre of this fund transcends mere financial prudence. It's about engendering peace of mind, ensuring that when life inevitably tosses a wrench into your plans, you're poised, not panicked. And so, armed with these insights, begin crafting your emergency fund with the precision of a tailor, adjusting and recalibrating as your financial circumstances evolve. This disciplined approach to emergency savings doesn't just shore up your monetary defenses, it fortifies your confidence to face the future unflinchingly, safeguarding your path to financial resilience. Final summary. In today's world, where financial hurdles seem to shadow millennials at every turn, the relationship with money has become fraught with anxiety and stress. This pervasive financial strain isn't just a nuisance, it's a formidable barrier to building a secure, prosperous future. The specter of debt looms large, ensnaring too many in a relentless cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, devoid of savings and vulnerable to life's unpredictable challenges. Yet navigating this complex financial landscape doesn't have to lead to a dead end. By adopting a strategic approach to money management, you can reclaim control over your finances and set the course for a life marked by financial independence rather than uncertainty. Mastering the art of budgeting is foundational. Embracing a system based on percentages offers a flexible framework tailored to your unique financial picture, allocating your income across necessities, goals, and desires. Complementing this with mindful credit card use, leveraging it as a tool for building credit while avoiding the pitfalls of debt, further solidifies your financial footing. The digital age brings with it opportunities for enhanced financial efficiency through online banking. By transitioning to internet-based banks, you can enjoy higher interest rates on your savings, making every dollar work harder for you in the quest for financial security. Yet perhaps the most critical element in this financial blueprint is the emergency fund. Tailoring this safety net to reflect your current circumstances ensures that when life inevitably presents a financial challenge, you're prepared, not panicked. This proactive measure not only keeps you out of the debt trap, but also imbues you with the confidence to face fiscal storms with equanimity. With these pillars, smart budgeting, responsible credit use, online banking advantages, and a robust emergency fund, you possess a comprehensive blueprint for financial wellness. By implementing these strategies, millennials can transcend the common narrative of fiscal stress, paving the way to a future where financial freedom isn't just a dream, but a tangible, achievable reality. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.